everyone. How you doing? It's Henry. I'm over the Mowers. Yesterday, after I got back from my mom's house, I couldn't stand it. I just needed to know exactly what was wrong with that snowblower I was working on yesterday, right? So it was either one of two things, I think, maybe three things. But I wanted to check and see if it was a sheared keyway first, right? That would cause the timing to be off. I had a dickens of a time getting the recoil starter out because the handles were in the way. Even though you loosened it up, you couldn't get it off. When you loosened it up, it wouldn't come off because the carburetor was in the way. So you had to remove the carburetor plus the plastic covers and brackets and stuff that was holding it. So it was a lot to take apart. And this is what happened. Well, it took some doing, but I got the recoil starter off, and as you can see, it is not the sheared keyway. Cured keyway. So this is not the issue. I gotta tear down maybe the heads to see about the valves. Can you believe that? Maybe I'll check out the carburetor first. But first, I gotta go see my mom. See you guys tomorrow. It was not a sheared keyway, so that's one done. Next thing I gotta do is remove the valve cover and check out the valves. I checked the specs on this machine, right? And the valve specs are 4 1,000ths to 6 1,000ths. So you take the middle one, 5 1,000ths. They're both, exhaust and intake is both the same. I've removed the left, right, and bottom bolt for the valve cover, but I can't reach the one on the top because the muffler's in the way. What do you see right here? This muffler seems to be so rusted as compared to the rest of the snowblower that I had a dickens of a time just getting a torque wrench in there to turn it because it was so rusty, yeah? But last night, I soaked those two bolts with some penetrating oil from my friends over at Looking Oil Products. Anyway, so, I mean, it's unbelievable, really. I don't know what they put in that stuff, but I'm just finger turning it now. So it looks like I'm gonna be able to get this muffler off and then have access. That's how they talk over in like Wisconsin. Anyhow, not that there's anything wrong with that, you know. I just like saying access. So then I'll be able to remove the valve cover, see? Then check out the valves. Hey, maybe one of those caps fell off, right? And the valve clearance is way out of whack, which is probably what's causing the backfiring or it not having good compression. Or if that doesn't, you know, if I look at that and everything seems to be fine, I'm gonna have to remove the head. To remove the cylinder head, you can check out the piston as well as the valves. I've got all these nuts and bolts that I just removed all the brackets and covers and stuff and just threw them here. I have no idea what goes where. Good thing I have a video, huh? Look at this. There's a muffler. Just looking at it, how rusty it is, I'm surprised it came off. Yuck. My friend 5-Speed Ash, as well as Jason Pate of Pate's Performance. They told me this stator wire is just an option. If you have the wire there, you probably have a stator in there, which means you can connect LED lights to it. That's all. Assling! Here we go, moment of truth. The minute I pulled this off, I mean, I don't know whether or not this was off the whole time, or did it just cut? Oh, look at that, man. It is so loose that that's incredible. Look at that. Well, I guess that seems pretty straight. But man, oh man, this was so loose that it was just hanging there. Look, you could freely just put it on here, you know? So that's probably the problem. I'm going to get this to top dead center. As you can see, there's caps on here. And they're there. I'm surprised it's there. I mean, look, this thing was just dangling. Any movement and stuff, I'm surprised this cap didn't just fly off, you know? But yeah, I gotta adjust these valves because this is crazy. Look at that. You just freely put it on there. Okay, this is very interesting. So this nut that tightens on here, it has the center torque screw in there to tighten. The guy who was in here before, he Loctited it in here. So now that I tried to turn it, stripped. So I can barely turn this, right? And you can't turn it because it's Loctited in here. So it can only go in that tightness. Well, apparently it gave way, so I put a washer in there to take up the space, right? But unfortunately, I can tighten it, but it won't tighten all the way. Like right here, this is 5/1000ths. Okay, so that's nice and tight, right? But look, I can hand loosen it. And I can hand tighten it, and I can't basically tighten it, you know? So what I'm gonna do is, that's tight right there. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna clean this area with brake parts cleaner and degreaser. Got a little washer in there to take up the space because you can't adjust it with this. That thing in there is Loctited to a specific level, and you just can't tighten it, so it won't tighten, you know, for it to get to the specs that I need. This one's okay, but he also Loctited this too, so I can't move this inner torque screw inside this nut. So it is what it is, you know. You can't, I mean, unless I went out and bought 2 more of these, I could do it, you know, which I probably may end up doing if this doesn't work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some parts cleaner, degreaser, or contact cleaner, and I'm going to clean this area here, this nut, or this shaft, this stud, and this inner nut area, the contact. And I'm going to red Loctite it in place to the specs so that won't move. It's my only choice at this point, you know what I mean? I think that might work actually, because red Loctite, it shouldn't move at all, ever, you know? So I'm going to try that and then put everything back together again. Hopefully I'll remember how to do that.
having trouble putting it back together because I didn't remember what went where, you know? And I got like 2 or 3 screws left. I don't know. I don't know, it seems okay to me, you know? Choke, I just put the gas back in. Oh, and by the way, I did take the carburetor out and look at it, and it looked very clean. So I think the guy did clean the carburetor, but he didn't do anything about the valves. Or maybe he did do something about the valves. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the... Okay, now it's working, I think. Alright, so I'm just going to pull it and see. It's on. Doesn't feel too good. Doesn't feel good at all. Doesn't even feel like it has any compression. It feels terrible. This feels worse than before. Yeah, this is definitely not going to start. It doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right at all. Connected the garden extension cord in here. See if the electric start works. Works. Not even a sign of starting. Incredible. I might have to take that cover off and put some go-go juice in there and see, because we were getting spark before. Just took that top cover off, sprayed some go-go juice in there. Let's try it. Yep, still something's wrong. Fire started to ignite over there. So it's getting spark. It's just not turning over. Timing is off somehow. Not a sure QA. Tell you what. Let's check the compression on this. Let me take the spark plug out and get a compression tester. Removing the spark plug. And I put my compression tester on here. Got my compression tester in here. It's at 0. And use the electric start and let's see. Ready? It's got 0 compression. 0. Unbelievable, huh? 0? It's crazy. So I couldn't stand it. I decided that I was going to take this apart again and just take the head off. And I managed to squeeze out this bolt over here without taking this bracket off. And here it is. I believe this is the head. Oh, man. Valve seems okay now. There's a, I don't know what this is. I think, is that water? It smells like gas, actually. There's a pool of gas sitting right outside the piston, which means, I mean, it shouldn't be going there, you know? Both rods seem okay. They're not bent. So here it is, fellers. That's right. It is badly, badly scored. There's those streak marks all around the entire cylinder. And there's like that droop right there. That droop right there just continuously seeps. Is that oil or gas? You could see it kind of glistening there. I had wiped this already. And there's like a pool of area there that's just badly scored. It's very rough around that area. Right in this area right there. Right here. There's like a depression. And you could feel the score marks all around here. So that's why there's no compression. The cylinder's pretty clean though. I think the guy tried to clean it up and stuff and get it to work. That would only make sense that he tried to do that, you know. So it's a shame, you know. It's a decent engine, you know. But I mean, I guess if I honed it out and took it apart and got oversized rings for it, might work. But that's a lot of work for that. You could easily just go get a Predator 212cc engine from Harbor Freight for $100, $89, $99 with a coupon. Just put it on here, it'll probably work, you know. But snowblowers these days are a dying artifact. Who knows if we'll ever use snowblowers here in New York again. This snowblower, if working perfectly and kind of cleaned up a bit, would probably sell for $500, $50, $600 a couple of years ago. But lately, I couldn't get rid of this for $150. Working, you know? So not working, even more. It's probably worth more if I took apart the engine and sold the parts. Gas tank, recoil starter, like I said, the crankshaft and pulley cover. I mean, that'll fetch me $25, $30 easily on eBay. A lot of good parts here. I mean, the muffler, the supporting brackets, and the tins. But the recoil starter, gas tank, and cover. Oh, and the starter motor. We know the starter motor works, you know? So I could disassemble this entire engine and still get some really good money out of it, you know? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this engine off, tear it apart tomorrow. Actually, I'm not tearing it apart tomorrow. No video tomorrow. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because tomorrow is the Indy 500. As you guys probably know, I'm a huge fan of IndyCar. I've been watching the Indy 500 since I was a little kid. So I'm just going to relax tomorrow on a Sunday and watch the Indy 500. And good luck to my bro, Marco Andretti, and the entire Andretti Autosport group. I'm also rooting for Team McLaren SP2. Also Fernando Alonso. You know, he's come all the way from Spain, you know, to race in the Indy 500. It's his dream of becoming the second Triple Crown winner. The only thing that eludes his reputation and his resume is the Indy 500. So I know that that guy's going to keep trying every year until he gets it. Good luck. That's kind of a tough nut to crack, you know what I mean? But anyway, this engine is Dunsky! That's right, this engine's Dunsky. I just like saying Dunsky. So I'm going to tear this engine apart tomorrow, part it out for sale on eBay. And then maybe I'll just take a picture of the rolling chassis, you know, the snowblower itself, sans engine, and put it up for like $100. Nobody's going to want it. Or maybe I'll show you guys something. I found this Tecumseh horizontal snowblower engine. I found it on the street. I don't know if the pulley stuff works and all that stuff. I don't even know if the engine works, you know. It's got a very old carburetor on it, kind of with a diaphragm. It's probably not going to work, you know. But I do plan on getting this engine, at least trying to get it started, you know, just to see if it works. But I know I run across horizontal engines all the time, you know, and they sell snowblower engines locally here on Craigslist and Let Go app. But I mean, I'm not gonna go buy an engine for this, you know what I mean? So long-term plans, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Short-term plans, Monday, I'm gonna do a Briggs 8 horsepower horizontal engine teardown video. Have a great weekend, fellas. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.